Hello and welcome to another PlanetDestiny exotic weapon review. Today we'll be taking a look at the exotic sniper rifle Hereafter. You can obtain this weapon randomly from engrams or in-game rewards. It's in the same archetype as Patience and Time with its faster rate of fire and medium impact. The first perk that is always active is called the Hereafter. Crouching increases scope zoom and makes it easier to aim under fire. This sniper has a square scope, and this exotic perk essentially turns this gun into the sniper from Halo. Crouching allows you to have an extra zoom setting if you feel that you need it. Crouching will also cause you to take decreased flinch while aiming down sights, which is a huge perk for PvP snipers. I had quite a few engagements where that perk allowed me to get off a shot and finish off the aggressor. It also increases the range stat when you do this, causing your shots to have a bit more damage if you're using the gun past its range damage fall off. We'll get into that a little bit more later. For muzzles, we have smooth ballistics, which gives increased recoil and boost to range. Linear compensator, more predictable recoil, slight boost to range and impact, but more recoil. And the final muzzle is aggressive ballistics, more predictable recoil, enhanced impact, shorter range, and more recoil. Your choice for muzzle will essentially come down to linear compensator or aggressive ballistics. Aggressive ballistics is what I would recommend if you're using the sniper at normal ranges like the ones that you'd see in PvP. And then switch to linear compensator for PvE since you'll have longer range fights there. The next perk is the Perfectionist. Magazine is refunded if all shots fired are precision kills. This perk does not have a time limit associated with it. You can get those 4 precision kills at your own pace and even switch weapons in between your sniper kills and get kills with your primary before going back to your sniper to land some more precision kills. Next up are the stat perks. We have a choice between Snapshot, aiming this weapon is incredibly fast, Injection Mold, increased stability, faster handling but reduced range, and finally, Speed Reload. In my opinion, there's only one choice here, Snapshot. Injection Mold hurts the range stat too much, and since the 2.0 range changes to all weapons, snipers now actually have a noticeable damage fall off at the extreme ranges. Speed Reload is okay, but Snapshot just allows you to aim so much quicker. The final perk is called Blinding Light. It can cause precision kills to sometimes cause a bright flash that can blind nearby enemies. In my experience though, this happens close to 100% of the time. Here's how the blinding perk works. Landing a headshot will cause a large white orb to appear where the person's head was. After 3 seconds, that orb detonates and does 1 to 2 damage to anyone that was touching it. Then, they're blind for about 7 seconds. In PvE, this effect lasts a lot longer since it begins to wear off in PvP after about 3 seconds. In PvP, the effect is like a blinding grenade, in that if you get hit by it, your screen goes white briefly and then you lose your radar for the remainder of the effect as it begins to fade back in. If you get hit by the effect, you get hit by the full duration. Now that we know what's up with the perks on this gun, let's look at how it performs in PvP and PvE. I'll go over PvP first, since that's actually pretty interesting. So for PvP, this gun's in a pretty cool place. As far as damage goes, it'll be doing 140 to the body and 350 to the head with aggressive ballistics. Due to its archetype, it's not capable of res sniping, as you can see here. If you've listened to my sniping tips video in the past, you know I prefer snipers that are able to res snipe, and I was put off by the fact that this gun wasn't capable of it. But on a second glance, I looked at the gun as a whole rather than just the impact stat that I seem to focus on too much. In PvP, it's actually an extremely potent gun, even in game modes where you would want to have a res snipe capable sniper. Say you precision shot someone who's guarding a salvage point. The blinding flash will trigger off your shot, giving you and your teammates around 7 seconds to run in and clear the area of the now blinded enemies. While the gun itself won't be able to drop someone who's rezzed, you can prevent that by having teamwork and using the gun's blinding perk to your advantage. Strangely, Hereafter really feels like it's built around teamwork, or at least wanting to incorporate the traditional loner sniper role into one that can actually benefit the team. While Patience and Time exemplifies the lone stealth wolf stalking its prey and keeping an eye out on surroundings, Hereafter is all about affecting the battlefield in more ways than just death. In objective-based game modes is where this gun will really shine. Yes, even the ones where res sniping is a thing. While it won't come up every time you dome someone, it will be good in those clutch moments where a few people are crowded around in an area. Blinding a few people around a rift capture point to allow your spark runner access to the rift sounds pretty good. I haven't even spoke about one of the best features. Crouching zooms in on the scope, but it also makes you take less flinch damage. Sometimes your enemy is keenly aware of your existence after you only hit them in the body. Now that you're firing on your position, you have to retreat or hold your ground and try to finish them off. Now that fight or flight choice is a lot easier to determine since you can simply crouch and land a follow-up shot without your scope flying around. You'll probably have to change your button layout to do this though, as crouching and aiming at the same time is really difficult on the default layout. The only bad thing about this gun in PvP is its recoil. Its stability is in the middle of the pack for other snipers, which is kind of a shame because it does have a medium rate of fire, which is hard to take advantage of due to having to correct for the recoil. Other than that one gripe, this is a stellar weapon to take into the Crucible. Switching gears over to PvE, Hereafter does some interesting stuff yet again. As far as what it does good, it rewards you for hitting consecutive precision kills with giving your ammo back. That's always appreciated in PvE. The blinding orbs are great for helping you chain precision kills since blinded enemies make for really easy targets. The crouch zoom adds that extra bit of damage if your enemies are far enough away to incur the damage range fall off. The main two things working against this weapon in PvE are its damage and the fact that it's an exotic. Since the question of what exotic am I going to bring into this fight is a thing in PvE encounters, I cannot think of a reason where I would actually want this exotic over others. Sure, you could blind a bunch of ads with the blinding perk, or the Zalos supercell could just smoke all those ads in the blink of an eye with chain damage. It gets outranged by the other exotic sniper, Black Spindle, which also does more damage to bosses or beefier mobs due to White Nail perk being based off hits rather than kills. Does this mean that Hereafter is bad in PvE? No, not at all. It's a good weapon. It's just outclassed by some of the other stuff out there. You can use it in PvE and blind groups of enemies all day if you want. It's really good at killing endless waves of tier 1 mobs since chaining precision kills gives you free ammo. But when you need a secondary to actually do damage to a boss, this just won't be that weapon. Taking a look at the cosmetics, I feel like I've seen this gun before, somewhere, in probably another game. I think it was Halo. That could just be the lack of sleep talking though. This gun took some pretty heavy design principles from the Halo sniper. Square scope, zoom options. I'm a fan of the sound it makes though when you fire off a shot. It sounds like an air raid siren that's winding down. In fact, all the weapons thus far have had killer sound design, so good job Bungie, my ears thank you. So as a final overview, Hereafter is a sniper that you'll probably be wanting to use in PvP over PvE. It'll have the most impact in objective-based game modes where the blinding perk can come into effect. In PvE, it does lots of good stuff for killing tier 1 mobs, but for actual boss damage, don't count on it being a powerhouse weapon. Leave that to Black Spindle. As a final note, thank you to jfish1824 for letting me use your account so I could get a feel for this weapon. I hope you guys enjoyed this weapon review. This has been Patrick Casey with PlanetDestiny, your guide to the Destiny universe.
Zone C neutralized. Zone C secure. Zone A neutralized. Zone A secure. Zone B neutralized. Double kill. Exquisite work. Heavy ammo up. Zone A secure. Zone B lost.